Thank you very much for sticking around. You're still watching VBuzz. My name is Shankri and this is the lovely Sharitha. Now, the same way a singer incorporates emotions into a song, or the way a poet writes loving sonnets, an artist bears her soul on a canvas. Now, well, at least our next guest does. We are marching on with our artsy theme for the day with visual artist Fai Zakaria, an established artist. Hundreds of her artwork have found homes among art collectors here in Malaysia and internationally. We sit down now with the self-taught artist to find out more. Welcome to VBuzz, Fai.
Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for joining us. Now, before we speak about, your foray into in creating visual art, you were an interior designer.
Yes.
Can you tell us what that was like?
What, from interior designer being an artist?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, I was actually as an interior designer before. I don't have any art background, but in ID we did learn a lot of things that in the same syllabus as art as well, like in terms of colors, composition, and all. So it's interesting actually. The journey, I would say, honestly, I didn't expect I would be an artist one day. Never come across mine at all, So yeah, it started with while designing a home. I find one of the problem to find a painting, an art piece, to suitable with certain area that I design to create the ambience and everything. Even if I found, it would be the price is a bit high. So there's two choices. Either we still purchase that artwork, but we have to, cut down on our design. So, and I personally don't really like to do that because we are the designers. So the design is supposed to be, the client paid for that, not for an art piece.
So at that point, did you just paint your own piece?
Okay, not really, because I stayed in Jakarta for 1 year for a job there. I always go to all this a showroom, basically to look at a new material, new design and everything. I never really pay too much attention on the art pieces on display. But while in Jakarta, I come across a lot of art pieces that really intrigues me, sculpture and everything. That's when I started hey, And then when I came back, I started to paint, basically just for fun.
Okay.
Because I was inspired by all these street artists at that time. I was like, if they can come out with that sort of pieces, I'm sure I can try to actually. And before I went to Jakarta, there's one job I did for Sultan Pahang. My boss actually proposed 6 pieces of my artwork because it's hard to find that, for their rooms. And for common area, it's actually quite easy compared to rooms, because rooms are more personalized. But Alhamdulillah, they accepted it. So,
very nice.
So 6 pieces goes, and since then I was like, maybe this is another way how to go about. So instead of proposing other people at work, why don't I try to put in my painting as a package in the design? And that's where it started.
And I think it's a great idea that you're designing the space, that you add this artistic touch to it, to the walls, through your painting, and your paintings are beautiful. We'll talk about that a little later. But tell us how you were as a kid. Were you always the artistic one, drawing on the walls, doodling everywhere?
Got me there. Basically, to be honest, I don't really, we have pendidikan seni at school when we are in primary school. That's it, because after that in Form 1 until Form 4, I was in Arabic school. So I learned Arabic and I don't take art. Then when I was in Form 5, I took art as an extra subject, but I don't learn. I just basically sit for the test to get a good grades and maybe can cover my chemistry or whatever. I mean, science stream.
Yeah, that's what I did too.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, but I always kept a diary since I'm small. I I like to scribble. I like to put my thoughts into visual, be it in words or some doodlings or colors. You know, certain feelings I can't express it in words. That's where I do sketches, and some I can't even sketch. I basically expressed it with colors. So yeah, basically I did. I basically conting aja lah, you know, anywhere, even when I was in hostel, we have this bunk bed.
Oh, you were the lower bunk,
No,
and you
I'm,
used to
I'm the up one,
Oh,
but I
okay.
always lay on my friends and I did that.
Very nice.
You know, and from there you went on to becoming, you know, a self-taught artist. In your perspective, are self-taught artists at a disadvantage compared with artists with a formal education?
Well, there's always pro and con in everything in this life, right? So, I thought I'm a self-taught. A lot of people say I am, but I've met one of the renowned established artists. He said I'm not, because I actually have a formal education background in ID, and some of the syllabus is actually related. So that's where I was like, okay. So I'm not sure. So it's up to them to label, since everyone likes to label. So, but since most of them thought I'm a self-taught, I think there is pro and cons. I would say certain galleries, they actually prefer not to display a self-taught artist artwork. Yeah.
Why is that so?
I come across a few, and it's such a like, oh, okay, but it's okay. You never. I take it as a challenge. So far it's okay, but yeah, sorry.
No, sometimes I think, can art be ever taught?
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. So when you ask about, now I'm talking about the advantage, maybe disadvantage, I'm not sure. But I'm taking from my personal experience, I don't have someone to guide me, what color, what brush, what, you know, in terms of composition and everything. I don't have that. But I learned that through my my experience.
So there was a lot of when you started pursuing your career, you know, you are known for using different mediums on one canvas. How did you know which one was it? There were all these different mediums. Wasn't it a challenge to learn about them?
This is a bit funny because people start with color pencil, then watercolor, but I start with oil first.
Okay, wow.
So that because of I went to the art shop and I just like, uncle, I want to paint something on the canvas. What color should I use? And he showed me oil. So as I said, that's why I said it is good for me personally. I like my journey because I found me while I learn about this thing, and from people who sell them or artists who actually experiment them. So that's how I started from the uncle who sell the art material in the shop.
All right, I'm glad he gave you the suggestion.
Yes, I'm glad too.
Now, Fai, you described to us your journey into, you know, creating art. But when did you actually decide to, you know, create art more consistently?
Okay, I left my job basically in 2007. 2008, I started painting when I came back from Jakarta in 2005. But at that time, nobody, including my parents, can see them. Because it's like, you know, I don't know what I'm doing, you know, but I like it. And then I have a friend who actually introduced me to a website where I can basically showcase my artwork. And from there, I met few other artists, and there onwards, I've been introduced or been asked to join an exhibition. So basically, in 2008, it was my first time I came into the industry to join an art competition, and Alhamdulillah, 2 pieces were selected to go on the wall for the exhibition. So that was the first time.
How talented. You know, earlier you were telling us this story about when you were a kid and you were trying to express yourself. Sometimes you tried with words, you can't do that, or you sketch, you can't do that, you try colors. So you tried, even as a kid, you tried many different aspects or to try to express yourself. And that has clearly carried on to your current art, because in one piece of art, as I mentioned earlier, you have these different mediums. How do you decide which are the mediums that make it on the canvas for your art?
Okay, as I said, I still consider myself new in this industry actually, even though it's been like 9-8 years or more than that. Well, paintings, maybe this is from me personally. Painting is about feelings. That's why I have some people just paint, you know, but I usually paint what I feel. And the material that I choose is also one of the way I present it, I think. Yeah, so it depends. It really depends on what material that I want to use. Sometimes I decided that, okay, I want to use this, but when it comes to that part, my feeling just feel like, ah. So I might change to another thing. So that's why my pieces, I always call them babies.
Yeah.
Because it's so personal.
Sure.
And what do you do to gain fresh ideas and new perspectives for your artwork?
Well, I solely believe ideas is actually come from God. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. You know, sometimes people can get, I got this idea from this, but I think it's from the God. Even if you go to the beach and God feel like you need to rest, no idea for you today, you don't get. But sometimes if you ask for a source of inspiration, music is one of it. I listen to all sort of music and lots of music. Yeah, and then another way is actually read. I read a lot too because, as I said, maybe because my painting is about feelings. So it's nice to read about, you know, being in different character, being in different part of world, or you know, that's one of the way. Music, movie, read, and well, if for vacation and everything, yes, sometimes yes.
Yeah.
If you go to a new place, I like to go. This, you know, music, read, and that one is when I don't have time. I have to be in my studio, and that's what I can do to escape. But if I can go travel, that is one of the best way to gain a new idea. I noticed that. Yeah, when I came back, my painting will have a different stroke, or maybe slight. There's something to it.
Something different about it.
Yeah.
It's always, you know, just being in different cultures, different surrounded by different people, and just everything about traveling. It inspires you one way or another. But what inspires me about you is, Fai, that how you don't seem to stop giving back to society. I was particularly drawn to the fact when you had this whole collection for a child that had a heart condition. Brain condition. So what are some of the causes that you hold really close and dear to your heart?
Okay, I'm not rich. You know, well, rich is actually, to me, it depends how do you define rich. Some people say 1 million, 2 million, but to me, rich is never money, never. And I don't have lots of money, but I would love to give back. I would like to help. But for me to join all this, you know, go to rumah anak yatim or to the orphanage or I can't. I would just cry with them, you know. I just can't. So I do have an heart for art, I call it. It's actually a charity wings. Basically, all the painting, the smaller size, even some is big, but I sell it for, I took certain percentage and gave it to rumah anak yatim. Even for the, you know, they went to Vietnam built a surau, and then we bought books and things for the kids there. A lot actually, but I can't recall, but a lot. I think I sold about over 700 pieces just from this collection. Wow. Alhamdulillah, the response is really, really overwhelming, and sometimes I don't take 20%. I just give the whole sale to them.
What a big heart you have.
And we love having people like you on VBuzz, who are not only, pursuing their art, but also doing it with a cause. It's fantastic. And speaking more about your art, what are you working on right now? Any upcoming projects?
Yes. Alhamdulillah. Currently, I'm having an exhibition in Gallery Petronas, KLCC, level 3. It's actually from one of the famous director, screenplayer in Malaysia, Yue Haji Sha'ari. He actually came up with his
latest...
on our
show previously.
Oh, is
yes.
it? Oh, Hanyut, is it? The movie.
Yes.
So this exhibition, the artwork are actually based on that film. So there's nine artists. I'm one of them, and I have 6 pieces currently displayed until February 12th. And meanwhile, I'm trying to complete. I have another 4 canvas to go. Basically, I plan to have my 3rd solo exhibition and also my 6th book. Hopefully to be launched together.
How exciting. 6th book. Wow.
Yeah, the 6th one.
Despite all of this busy schedule of yours, thank you.
Busy life.
Thank you so much for joining us today,
Thank you
Fai.
so much.
And we wish you the best of luck with all the upcoming projects and on your 6th book as well.
Thank you.
Right, thank you.
so much.
Wow. Incredible guests we've had on our show, Sharitha. Now, on next week, we can expect the same on VBuzz. We shed light on the overwhelming reality of childhood cancers as we speak to pediatric oncologist and president of the National Cancer Society Malaysia, Dr. Soundari Somasundram.
And it's no secret that we're in an age of time where reaching out to the masses is easier than ever. And we'll be speaking to Noor Saraya Ghazali, a top local yoga guru and Instagram fitness sensation who's inspiring others in their yoga journey.
I'm going to add her today, follow her on Instagram and stalk her. Now, guys, keep writing to us at vbuzz@astro.com.my, and please do follow us on our Instagram at vbuzz_HD. We hope you have a fantastic weekend ahead. My name is Shankri.
And I'm Shrita. Have a great night.